Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 4 p.m. My name is Dean Stevenson. This is a big crowd for winter. The hell are you doing here? It's winter down south. Hands up, who's never been to Mona before? That's right, most of you. Good, yes. Welcome. Okay, so 4 p.m. Has been running for quite some time. This is the third time it's run here at Mona. 4 p.m. is about the process of art, the process of making art, as opposed to the concept of finished art. A little thing on my music stand here which says, art is never really finished, it can only be abandoned in an interesting place. And I would like to think, if we imagine something like the Kiefer at the end, or the lovely Sidney Nolan snake here, at what point Sidney Nolan went, finished the last frame, and went, done, love it, it's just as I imagined, ship it, someone's going to pay me for it, I'm so happy, on to the next project. Or whether he went, get this shit out of my studio, I just can't stand to look at it anymore, like I don't care, it's just take it away. So the process of abandoning art is a conversation that I like to have, and that's what 4 p.m. is about. It's about where you start, that difficult middle bit, and what you think is the jettison point, or the abandonment of it. So every day I'm at the piano. You've probably seen me here today, writing fresh music every day. Every day, start anew and make something fresh. You've seen on the screen here, maybe writing. And you're about to hear the quartet, who have not yet seen or played today's music. We're gonna put it together. So you've seen me put it together on the piano. Now you're gonna see us put it together live in front of you. There's no, these people are amazing. Please thank Hayato, Phoebe, Janet, and Brett. Yes. Now, they are extraordinary musicians and great sight readers, but this is not a display of an extraordinary thing, as in, I think there's often a divide. This little edge here is beginning to be a bit of a divide between those who witness art and those who do art, as opposed to, let's all just do it. So this is not a display of extraordinary stuff. We just do it more often because we like it. And that's, when we get deep into the conversation about creativity, that's what I think most of us buck from. We like doing it, but we go, I haven't got an idea. My idea's not good enough, so I won't take the brush out of the box or the pen, or I won't get into my studio or whatever it is. You look for the perfect idea rather than just showing up and making shit for days until finally something happens. Anyway, that's what 4 p.m. is about. So let's see what today brings. Today is the 387th day that I've been doing this in Mona. There's a screen over there. You'll see the score whiz by. And if you're on this side and you miss it, there's a paper copy of today's score. There's a bunch of ways you can explain musically maybe what today is about. It's like, it's not a fugue. It's not rounds. It's like a little melody that kind of gets handed on. And I hope that the melody doesn't just piss you off, because it comes around a lot. My idea is like that everyone gets a go and it gets developed. And I've called today The Hermit, because it's a solitary thing that begins in the viola. Janet, if you wouldn't mind just playing the first few bars for us and give us that little melody, we can hear what it is. Repeat it here at A, so keep going from A again, if you could please. A few notes different, but it's the same thing. Okay, so that's what I wrote first. Now, normally, you don't go, like, that's like 16 bars of just a solo melody. It's kind of a bit dumb to go that far without bringing the rest of the band with it, unless I wanted a solo voice. In this case, I did. I was thinking Hermit, I saw a postcard from our previous exhibition, not the name-dropping one, the one that was before, that was all sacred stuff. and there was a little postcard of this guy called St. John the Hermit. He was, made a saint for living in a cave and shitting in a bucket. So I thought, what would it be kind of like to be just, on your own? So that was a little solitary melody. So now we have that, and then at B, the cello takes that same melody and viola becomes accompaniment. So let's hear from B. Second violin comes in for a join the moon. So right now, at this point here, I'm thinking at the piano, given what you've just heard, like I've spent 20 years as a drummer in pubs. I don't have a classical music background. So I've just written that thinking, how the fuck did I get here? And you're probably thinking the same thing. You just can't wait to get in your car and bang some Taylor Swift or something or other. You're going, string quartet, not my thing. But let's stick with us and we'll work our way through this. So there's some interesting music going. I think that the process of what inspires me, don't ask me what inspires me, because mostly it's just making functional music. You know how to make words function because you can write them and speak them. You might not think you're an expert, like a novelist or a great public speaker. You don't have to be, but you know how words function nonetheless. And same with music, just making it function. This is just making harmonies that work together. And then eventually, maybe, a melody shows up. And it kind of probably does. Maybe, hopefully. Some days we leave here going, today there was not a sausage in that. Anyway, let's see. So from C, let's go. We have the second violin and cello. Nice and tender here. First violin comes in. Oh, I love that note. Cool. So, and that bit there, that little bar 34, really milk that, make them cry, Brett. That little, yeah, that's great. Okay, that little na 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 na. That's what I hum when I'm washing the dishes. It's just, I've done it for years, so I thought I'd better put it into something to try and exorcise it from my brain because I'm sick of the sound of my own humming. Someone said to me, this is going to make me sound very weird. I said this to someone the other day and I went, "This is weird, Dean," because a good friend of mine a while ago said, "Dean, do you know you're an incessant hummer? You hum all the time." I hummed that at melody, as it turned out. No, 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 no. And this was only a couple of years ago, and they said, "You hum all the time." And it was only when they said that to me that I realised what that noise was. It's been giving me the shits for years. It's me. It's only then I realised that. Anyway, let's go now from D. Do we get to D? Yes. 2 violins. Bring back the viola. Major relief there. This is different. Whoa. Cool, hold there. Cool, then they're about to put mutes on, which is a little thing they pop on their bridge to make the sound quite different. So the next bit's about restraint. Movies from the 50s, black and white films, the string section's often very shimmery with mutes on because it's the sound of sexual repression because they didn't have sex in films in the 50s. It was all very, Humphrey Bogart, they kind of kissed with their mouth clothes. So that's the sound you're about to hear. So I had a bit of major in there, and that had to change because I think that was getting a bit old. So like, okay, let's mix it up before the people leave and go, oh, I'm sick of this melody. That's the composer's job, is to not annoy you too soon, to try and keep the melody so it's kind of interesting and fresh, but you don't feel like you've heard everything you're going to hear too soon. Carlos. Okay, let's keep going now. From letter G. And
oh, sorry.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, mute on. Yeah, mute on. Yeah. Yeah. From H. Back to J. So now at J, we're going to repeat the viola melody again. You're going to hear that melody come back to see if we can remember it. K. Cello. Now we've got a key change coming up into B flat, G minor. What's going to happen here, I'm going to get everyone else to take their mutes off, but leave first on. So that super, you leave yours on. So that super high melody, just leave the mute on, I think, yeah. So we're now going to go into the last few bars to see where we kind of change. Eventually goes into a change into D for the geeks who care. Let's see what happens at M. This is 2 before M. Yes, thank you. Tiny push here. And there's N. Settling into that big D chord. Die away there. That's it. There you go. That's it. Here we go. That was the piece. So, right, now, at any point, is anybody confused or would like to ask a question about anything they've just heard? If you don't understand what we were talking about, or if you have a question about something or other, we can have a chat. If not, we'll just play the piece from the start to the finish. How's that? Cool? Thank you. We'll play it all the way through. We might play it a couple of times because, you know, that's what we can do. If anyone wants to come and have a chat with me afterwards, we can. 4 p.m. is something that happens here a lot. Sometimes when the days are really good. Don't know about today, but we make a spreadsheet. We kind of tick our favourites, and we've made some proper nighttime recordings in this room. So everything's written and recorded here. There's an album of a download or a CD. You can get it from me or upstairs. There's 2 volumes of it. Come and have a chat. There's also, because I like this whole thing's about creativity, this is the 4 p.m. Book called 150 First Drafts. At the end of each day, I'd keep, for the first 150 days, I'd keep a journal. So I published those journals. It's not about music, don't worry. You don't have to be a music geek, but it's about creativity and the process of just showing up, the relentless showing up. So you can get that from me or at the shop. And it's got all of the live music through that book as well. 11 hours of live music every day through that book. So here we go. Here is day 387 from the start. 387. Please thank Hayato and Phoebe and Janet and Brett. Yeah, there you go. That was my feeling today. Hermitage, quiet, solo little thing, and then this repetition of a melody without it getting too old or repetitious. Hand it around, give you some major moments, and somehow keep it going for about 6 minutes. Yeah, there you go, there you go. That's what today's was. Any questions or yes? What, I was writing notes while they were playing? Yeah, I just, because once I distance myself from it and kind of let them take care of it, then I make notes about things I can improve or fix later, just for later, because tomorrow's another piece. So, and I won't do it tonight because I'm going home. I don't know. Yeah, but just for later, just things to fix I think would be better. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? No? Would you like, we'll play it again? Yeah? It's a nice thing. We'll play it one more time because it's, yeah, good. All good? Gotcha, cool. Right, okay. There's always issues. Thank you. Yeah, 4 p.m. runs for another 5 weeks here at Mona, and then it'll be about 400 days. They're all live streamed as well. There's also a Patreon page, so all of the live recordings, you can have them sent to your inbox every week. Just search me, 4 p.m. Online. There's a QR code over here for all of the recordings, or the come and talk to me about the book or the albums if you're interested. Okay, give it another shot. Thank you, Janet. Thank you very much. I didn't even do my tie up or tuck my shirt in. I just realised then as my tie was going around. Sorry. Thank you very much for your time. This has been 4 p.m. for today. Hayato, Phoebe, Janet and Brett. My name is Dean Stevenson. Come and have a chat about the recordings or access to 4 p.m. or just talk about creativity because that's an awesome thing to talk about. Thank you for your time. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.